at least 7 hours, sometimes 9 hours or 10 hours. Then naturally, as a Buddhist monk, usually afternoon, no solid sort of food. So next morning, always feel hungry. Almost like, because a hungry ghost. So, very heavy breakfast. I think, of course, these are matter. But then, I think mental level. I cannot claim I have sort of real peace in my mind. But I think comparatively, I think some certain amount of peace of mind, I think here. So when some very saddening or heartbreaking news come, and a short moment even sort of so bad, so sort of sad, sometimes a tear come, but that come from this year, then a short while remaining here, then goes from here. So perhaps I think something like, sometimes I feel like ocean. Wave comes, always comes and goes. But underneath, ocean always remains calm. That I think one method. The emotions come, go. Here, I think one technique, I think some experience about consciousness. Consciousness looking by another consciousness. So that eventually get experience. Viewer, Tagenda Tasa. Sheba Jig Daya de those combine. Taji Sheba Jigda, Tase Sheba Jig. You the Eugene Sheba Jig, not you the Eugene Church.
One technique that could be helpful is to cultivate a certain habit of being able to watch one's own thought processes. And when you are able to do that, then you have the ability to observe what occurs in your mind so that you are not totally immersed in that actual experience.
Usually, when we develop attachment or anger, and whole our mind or whole self now becoming like anger. Actually not that. So you see, once you gain some experience, then when actually anger develops, then you try separate and look anger. That very helpful to see the false or negativeness of anger or these negative emotions. During that moment, usually, of course, we can have the recognition or awareness of the destructiveness of anger. But during anger develop, during that moment, usually difficult. But through training, you can do. Anger comes at the beginning, yourself almost like one. But then you can look to anger. Then immediately the intensity of anger reduces. So now here, when sadness happens, try to look from the separate from the sadness. I think that's one way. I think through training, through habituated way, konbe
through cultivation of habit.
So that possible is to do. So that I think one way the thoughts, emotions is to come. But consciousness, basic consciousness or self remain there. Without much, when you make separation, then disturbance less. Some sense? What do you think? Some sense? Yes. Now last question.